Hey, are you struggling to defeat the final boss in the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC? Well, I'm here to show you an easy way to defeat them. But before we begin, there's gonna be some major spoilers for the endgame of Shadow of the Erdtree in this video, so here's your opportunity to click away. Still here? Cool, let's go through our build. The weapon we're going to be using is the Antspur Rapier with the Bloody Slash Ash of War and infused with the Blood Affinity. This will allow us to deal both Scarlet Rot and Blood Loss damage. Up next is probably the most important part of this build, the Black Steel Great Shield, which we've infused with Holy Damage Negation and the Holy Ground Ash of War. This boss deals tons of holy damage, so we're going to need massive amounts of protection. Next is our Sacred Seal for our incantations. Take whichever one you feel like. As we're prioritizing protection with this build, we're going to need some heavy armor, so I'm going with the Verdigris armor set due to its massive damage absorption. As for our talismans, we're using the Pearl Shield Talisman, which reduces elemental damage taken by 20% while guarding, the Dragon Crest Great Shield, which greatly increases our physical damage absorption, the Golden Braid, which gives us the highest holy damage negation possible from a talisman, and the Twin-Headed Turtle Talisman, which greatly increases our stamina recovery speed. Alternatively, if you want a bit more protection, you can swap the Turtle Talisman for the Verdigris Discus, which raises your defense with a higher equip load. For our flask, we're bringing the Deflecting Hardtear, which enhances our spontaneous guard, and the Leaden Hardtear, which temporarily boosts our poise. And we're bringing the Golden Vow and Lord's Divine Fortification incantations to raise our attack and defense. When it comes to our stats, we're gonna want to prioritize Vigor for obvious reasons, as well as Endurance and Strength so we can use all the heavy equipment we're taking with us. We also need to make sure we have enough points in Faith to use our buffs and, optionally, scale our weapon with some points in Dexterity for a bit of extra damage. Finally, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Sido200 on Reddit for making this build. If you guys are interested in the unaltered version, feel free to click the link in the video description. Before entering the arena, be sure to use Golden Vow and your shield's Ash of War, Holy Ground, to give you an edge. Once you enter the arena, Radahn will usually do a corkscrew gravity attack, which you can avoid by rolling into him. The main strategy of this build is to hide behind your shield and poke him with your sword, soaking up damage while waiting for Blood Loss and Rot to proc, eating away at his health. Radahn has numerous Blood Flame and Gravity attacks during Phase 1, such as this Meteor Calling attack, which I deal with by just soaking the first hit and letting the rest miss. Keep in mind that you'll definitely be stance broken during this fight, but since we have good defense and stamina recovery, we can easily tank his attacks and heal at the end of his combos. After chipping him down to around 60 to 65% health, Phase 2 begins and Miquella joins the fight. This is where this boss battle gets serious. Similar to Phase 1, he will more often than not open up with a large AoE attack, this time being a massive holy damage light show. Tank it with your shield, and when it's done, pop your flask or try to get in a quick Golden Vow if needed. Radahn now gains attacks that deal large amounts of holy damage after his swings, as well as enhanced versions of his Phase 1 attacks, making the fight rather hectic. The best strategy I've found is to stick as close to him as possible while chipping away at him and healing when his combos end. Also note that his Scarlet Rot and Blood Loss defense have been increased in this phase, so it'll be harder to proc them. His attacks will be lightning quick and hit very hard, so it's very important to conserve your stamina as best you can and wait for the right opportunity to heal or get a few shots in. I also don't recommend keeping your shield raised the whole fight as your stamina will regenerate slower. Block during his combos, then drop it to recover some stamina. He also gains a very deadly attack in this phase, where Radahn grabs you and Miquella whispers in your ear, and then a status effect appears above your head. You can use Miquella's Great Rune to get rid of this effect. If you don't, and you're grabbed again, the fight will instantly end. This attack is fairly easy to dodge, however. Once you see him leap into the air and extend his arms out, just do a roll towards him and he'll miss.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
Once he's down to around 30% health, he'll cross his swords and leap into the air. This is your cue to sprint to the other side of the arena and block his incoming AoE attack, which will definitely defeat you if it's not blocked. Once this attack has been successfully dodged, you're in the home stretch. Keep on poking and blocking, waiting for a good opportunity to heal, and eventually, with a bit of luck, you'll finally defeat Miquella and their promised consort Radahn, gaining yourself 500,000 runes and the remembrance of a god and a lord. Also, be sure to head over to the middle of the arena and touch this memory to trigger a cutscene and get an additional reward.
Lord brother, I'm going to be a god. If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort. I'll make the world a gentler place.
Now that you have the Circlet of Light, the DLC is over. Thanks for watching. Again, I'd like to thank Sido200 for creating this build. It was a ton of fun to mess around with. Be sure to like and subscribe for more From Software and gaming content, and take care.